In the fall of 2024, I put out one of my most watched episodes ever. It was titled, "You Won't Believe How Much Top Players Are Earning in Atlas Earth." And between that time and now, more than a year later, things have changed massively. A lot of new countries have come aboard, and just the leadership, as far as here in the United States, has really went up several notches. So at this point, I figured that I needed to take another look. And instead of this time just looking at the United States, I took a look at all the different countries. So what we're going to do in this episode is take a look at how much the top leadership of each country is earning. And by top leadership, I mean the top position, whether it's president, prime minister, you get the idea. So if this sounds interesting to you, please stand by. So when I did that video last September, a little bit more than a year ago now, compared to now, the person holding the president position in the United States, which is also the person that has the most parcels in Atlas Earth, is literally 3 times what it was compared to last year. So that shows the progression during the year. We also had a change back then. You know, there was 2 or 3 changes happen towards the end of the year and then this year as well. So we've got a new president. He's been a president for quite a while. So I wanted to go ahead and take a look at those numbers because what he is earning theoretically, because we're going to go by the Atlas Earth calculator, and I kind of want to set this up a minute, but I wanted to take a look at that. But I also wanted to take a look at what other countries are earning, the person who is in the top position in those countries. Now, what I did was I plugged the numbers into Atlas Earth calculator. I went with 24-hour boost. I went with 101 badges because I figure most of these numbers involve people that will be maxed out on badges at that point, except for a small subset of countries which just came online, and I'll point those out whenever we take a look at those slides. Also, another caveat I want to put in here is that I know there are some countries that the person that is in the top leadership of the country spot in Atlas Earth does not actually live in that country. So their amount of parcels has that position for them, but they're actually living in a different country and earning off of that chart. For the purpose of this video, we're just going to look at the pure numbers of the leadership in each country and figure out by that country's board they play by and figure out how much money they would earn if that person did live in that country. Okay, with that said and with that setup going on, let's go ahead and take a look at the numbers. Okay, diving right in, we are going to start at the bottom as far as what is being earned on a daily and yearly basis. The first 4 countries just went live this past month, maybe a month within very recently. So you will see a very low parcel count, and therefore you will see very low amount made per day and year. However, with that said, we will see some rapid expansion in these countries since they, people are just learning about the game. So with that said, we have both Finland and Norway right around 19 and 20 cents per day, or $70 and $73 per year, right around that 200 parcel mark, 206 and 215. Then we have Sweden and Denmark. Sweden at 300 parcels is earning 28 cents per day, or about $102 per year. And Denmark, 430 parcels, or 40 cents per day, or $146 per year. Now, once again, we are talking about the person that has, or the player that has the top spot, president, prime minister, whatever the name is in that country. Okay, now, I believe Belgium has been active a little bit longer than the first 4 countries. The leader of that country has 1,005 parcels, raking in about a little bit more than $1 per day, or $374 per year. Now, then we jump over to the other side of the world, New Zealand, at 1,855 parcels, or $1.97 a day, which equals $719.54 per year. Then we lead into Ireland. Starting off with Northern Ireland, we have 1,873 parcels, or $1.99 a day, which equals 727 per year. And Ireland has, the leader has 2,220 parcels, or which equates to $2.36 per day, or $861 per year. And then we travel a little bit, go down to South Africa. The leader of South Africa has 3,727 parcels, is making $3.96 per day, or $1,446 US dollars per year. And then we end this slide out with Brazil, who the leader of Brazil has 4,366 parcels, and that brings in $4.64 per day, or $1,694 per year. Okay, and this is my last slide, but I probably didn't hit all the countries because there was some I had a question about as far as if they're live or not. So I just tried to get a good smattering of all the countries that were live in Atlas Earth. Then we go into the Netherlands. The leader of the Netherlands has 6,093 parcels, which equates to $6.48 per day, or $2,363 per year. In Australia, I believe the Prime Minister has 6,814 parcels, which equates to $7.24 per day, or $2,643 US dollars per year. In Germany, the chancellor, or whatever the leader position is called in Germany, it's called. They have 6,911 parcels, which equates to $7.34 per day, or $2,681 per year. The top spot in Spain it has 7,283 parcels and is bringing in $7.74 per day, or $2,825 per year. Now, jumping over to Mexico, the leader of Mexico has 7,293 parcels, or right at about $7.75 per day, or $2,829 per year. Now, Italy is at 10,000 parcels. This is one of the countries I noted that I know that the person that has the head spot in Italy lives in the United States. But I figured it out, and it figures out to $10.63 per day, or $3,789 a year. That's if a person lived in Italy, had 10,000 parcels. Okay, I did not figure that one out at the U.S. rate. Okay, now Canada, same thing. I should have put an asterisk there. The person who is the Prime Minister of Canada lives in the United States. They have 17,546 parcels in Canada, and that equates to $18.65 per day, or $6,806 per year. In France, I think this is another situation where the person lives in the United States, but I could be wrong on that. Let me know in the comments if I am. But the leader of France has 18,301 parcels, which brings in $19.45 per day, or $7,099 per year. And finally, the last two, the top of the list that you would expect. In England, we have 18,681 parcels, the Prime Minister, and that equates to $19.85 per day, or $7,246 per year. And finally, we have the United States, dwarfing all other countries because obvious reasons. The United States has been, the game started in the United States, has been active in the United States a lot longer. The rates of earnings are higher due to the marketing costs and stuff. So we all know these common things that we talk about. But at this point, the leader of the United States, the president, has 141,288 parcels. And I remember that video I did last year in September. I had figured the numbers at 50,000 parcels. So I believe the leader was between 40 and 50,000 parcels, somewhere there. So you can see the advancement that's been made over this past year. Anyway, they are going to bring in about $150 per day, or almost $55,000 per year. And once again, these numbers were figured at averages, plugging in the amount of parcels with average selected on Atlas Earth Calculator. Okay, well, there you have it. Were you surprised? I know I was. It's been a while since I jumped in there and tried to figure out what some of the people at the higher end of the game were making. And I wasn't really surprised at what the top spot in the United States was making. You have to consider how much time, effort, and money this person has put into that position. Like I said, not investment advice. I play this as a game. Atlas Earth, in their terms of service, says play this as a game. It's not an investment, but it's quite clear that some people have treated this as an investment. So it's interesting just to see what they're bringing in, especially taking into account what numbers mean in different countries. Let me know in the comments what you think. Did anything surprise you? Whatever your input is there. Otherwise, this has been Bronze Dragon. I hope everyone on your side is happy and healthy as always, and I'll see you in Atlas Earth.